Please be seated.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello.
This is a case of Love Willis versus Williams and Williams.
Thank you, Jerome. Good day, everyone. Good day. Ms. Love and Ms. Willis, now you're suing the defendant, Karen Williams, for $5,000 for defamation of character. You say she's destroyed your family name by claiming your father cheated on your mother with her, and this affair produced her daughter, Stephanie.
Yes, Your Honor.
Who you say is not your father's daughter.
Yes, Your Honor.
No.
Now, the court has ordered a DNA test, and the results will be revealed shortly. Ms. Karen Williams, you say you haven't defamed anyone's character.
Yes, Your Honor.
Because you've told the truth about the affair, and the results of today's paternity test will clear your name.
Yes, Your Honor.
And identify your daughter's father. Ms. Love, after all these years, why do you finally bring the defendants to court today?
Because I'm tired of Miss Karen Williams going around town telling people that my father fathered her child.
And so how long has this been going on?
I'm 35, so about 30 years.
30 years. All this time.
All this time.
And you're just coming to court today.
Yes.
So take me back. This is a claim for defamation of character.
Yes, Your Honor.
How do you believe she's defamed your character?
From the time I was about 6 years old, this been going on with Miss Karen. She done followed us in stores, workplaces.
Jobs, everywhere.
Everywhere.
And what does she say when she follows you?
Accusing, Miss Stephanie,
This
say
is
hi
your
to your
father,
sister.
this is your sister.
Say hi to your big sister. We ain't her sister.
We're not related to her. She don't even look like us. And I got proof she not.
So you say for 30 years people been following you saying
that she is my father's daughter, and she's not.
Ms. Williams, have you been following them around saying?
No, Your Honor, I do not know them. I met them in '94. What I've told is true, and this is his daughter.
So you saying in 1994 is the first time you laid eyes on them?
Yes.
So when you were involved with their father, did you know he was involved with their mother?
No.
You didn't?
I didn't.
Yes, she did.
So-
She lied.
No, I didn't even know he was married at the time I was involved with him.
So you didn't know? So Ms. Williams, this is your daughter.
Yes.
Ms. Williams, how old are you?
I'm 34.
And Ms. Love, how old are you?
35.
And Ms. Willis, how old are you?
33.
Oh. Smack dab in the middle. How long did this relationship last?
Last, I'll say about a year.
About a year or so. And you felt you all were exclusive. You were only
Yes,
sleeping
Your
with him?
Yes,
No.
Your Honor. I thought I had someone. I was in love with him.
So when you found out you were pregnant, you told him?
I told him.
And what happened?
And he came and picked me up, and we talked about it. And he did not say he wasn't the father. He just said that, that congratulations to me,
To you?
to me.
Exactly.
Wouldn't it be
Because
to
he
us,
wasn't the
Jerome?
father.
Yeah.
He's not the father.
And
also,
I
somebody
also
claimed
have, Your Honor,
somebody
evidence
vibes.
that he wrote in my yearbook we was together
You do?
3 days before his birthday.
Let me see that evidence she's pointing to. So this is what, Ms. Williams, your...
Mr. Willis wrote to me.
We need to see right.
That ain't his hand.
Oh.
I bet you it's not his hand right.
It's making sure we're gonna be together forever because I'll always love you for you and only you.
My daddy don't even talk
Just
like
be
that.
mine forever.
My father has never talked like that to a woman.
Your Honor, he loved me and I loved him.
He just signed it, Love Baby, though.
Exactly.
His name is at the top.
Jerome, please show this to the plaintiffs and see if this
The name
looks
is at
like
the
their
top.
father's handwriting.
Where?
That whole page.
His name is at the top, Your Honor, under the sticky note.
My
It says
daddy don't
Andre
write like
Willis.
this.
That is not my
That's
daddy's
not
handwriting.
his signature either.
His signature at all.
And there's only one other person that can duplicate his handwriting exactly like
And that's
he can.
our mother. That's not his handwriting.
At all.
So, Miss Stephanie Williams, I want to talk to you. What do you remember from your childhood? Were you ever told who your father was? Did you believe all your life it was this man?
I was told by my father who my father was. He came to my house.
Yes.
I was about 7 or 8, and he explained to me who he was. He was my father. He gave me his phone number. I mean, reluctantly, my mother didn't want me to call because when I did call, I was cursed out by, I don't know, I'm assuming it was their mother. B, don't call here anymore. He's not your father. I was 7 to 8 years old. I mean,
Wait a
I
minute.
was hurt by
So
that.
you called the phone number your father, which
Gave
is
me.
their father,
Yes.
gave you.
Yes.
You 7 or 8 years old.
Yes.
Your Honor, can I
And
speak,
when you
please?
call an adult
Answer-
curses you out?
Yes. Why did he come and give me the phone number? Why did he explain to me he's my father?
Did you ever hear anything about this phone call, Ms. Love and
ma'am.
Ms. Willis?
No, they put him on child support. The blood test, DNA test had already been done.
Wait, there
before.
was a DNA
nothing about
test.
that.
Wait, explain this to me.
So when he was a truck driver, my dad didn't see his checks from him. They was direct deposit to the bank account. My mom did the balance of the banks and statements and all that. So when she noticed was money being taken out for child support, my dad went to find out what was going on. So when he found out it was child support for Miss Stephanie, he wanted to have a blood test done.
If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell.
I do not know anything of child support.
You never received the assistance from the state?
No.
And you never received the child support?
No.
I was cut off of assistance when my test was taken, my attorney test was taken.
What didn't you do?
When I went there, they couldn't verify that he had been there. They told me to just do what I need to do. My daughter got scared. She threw up on me when they took the blood. So we had to catch the bus back home.
So your concern is because you went to the facility, the
Yes,
testing
ma'am.
facility,
Yes, Your Honor.
but you never laid eyes on him. He was not present.
Yes, Your Honor.
What do you think happened?
About 85, he came over in the summertime, him and a family member. And they were laughing and talking. And one family member said, "That's my baby." And I said, "Oh, maybe someone else took the test."
No,
Did you ever hear anything like that,
No.
Miss
No.
Love or Miss Willis?
no. She said my father didn't show up for the test, but he did.
Did you ever receive a paternity test result that said he was not
Yes.
determined to be
Yes.
the biological father?
No.
Yes.
We both seen the results.
You saw them.
We had a family meeting to see the result because it was going on for so long that my dad set us down in a family meeting with me, my sister, and my mom to discuss what was going on and why this was going on.
All right. So, Stephanie,
Yes.
you are convinced he's your father.
I'm convinced because my mother has no reason to lie to me. And he came himself to me and explained that he was my father.
Never
So
lie. My father didn't even like.
I know
talking.
what
Saying
was
that.
said to me and where it
If
was
he was
said
your
and when it
father,
was.
He
he
never
would've
liked
been
to be in
there
the
for you.
same
He-
place
right, he
around
couldn't
them.
even-
How often did you
himself.
see him after this conversation?
Never.
I might have saw him one more time when I finally worked up the nerve and I found out he was back in Michigan. I tried to get my cousin to go with me to knock on his door. Well, lo and behold, news come on, he was shot and killed before I even had a chance to get
Your Honor, that was
any
4
other
years
answer.
ago.
I'm here to find out.
I
That's
wanna-
why it's
I-
so important
But
to
you
me.
wasn't at
I
his
wanna
funeral.
say
You wasn't there when he
something,
got killed.
On
Ruben, you ain't
that behalf, Your Honor,
You
I
ain't been
felt
there
the
this whole
funeral
time.
was not a time for me to come and say
You should've been
I'm a
came
part.
around.
I'm not
You
messy.
should've been came
I'm not
around.
ghetto.
You should've
I'm
been
gonna
came
let
around.
you
You
guys
should've
have
been
your
came
grievance.
around.
I'm gonna let you guys have
You desperate now?
He was in
It's
their
30
life.
some
He
years,
was not
but you
in my
desperate
life.
now.
So let's
Yeah.
You ain't your mama
let's
desperate
bring it
now.
down a notch.
Your Honor, it was a woman pregnant before my father got killed. Do you know she was there? No matter if me and that.
So
woman
now
got into
your
it.
point is, if this really was your father,
Should have been.
she would have
been
showed
there.
up at the funeral.
Yeah. And
But it
my
seems
father
like
would've
she's
had her
darned
around.
if she does and she's darned if she doesn't.
Can I present you with evidence that I feel?
I
that
have
What
why
evidence did
she
you
don't
bring,
look
Ms.
like
Williams?
I brought.
I'd like to see that.
I brought evidence that it's a picture, Your Honor.
Thank you, Jerome.
Oh, it's a picture of me and Deandra, Your Honor. And
And you believe you resemble one another.
yes.
No.
Throughout my whole life, Your Honor, people approach me and ask me, do you have a sister that lives in Beecher? Do you have a sister that lives in Beecher? All my life, I've gotten this.
So you believe throughout the years there have been different instances that point to it being true.
Yes, ma'am. 34 years, I would not be here right now if I didn't wholeheartedly, passionately feel like this is my father.
At this time, the court would like to call a witness. Mr. Andre Banks. Jerome, would you please escort him into the courtroom, please?
Mr. Banks, come with me.
Sorry.
Maybe go up to the witness stand next to the judge. Go ahead and have a seat.
Mr. Banks, thank you so much for joining us. Hello. Of course, we've been here discussing with Ms. Willis, Ms. Love, your sisters, the fact that Ms. Stephanie Williams contends that she's also one of your siblings and that you share father. Do you believe that to be true?
I mean, we talking about my dad. He was Rolling Stone. It's a possibility.
You're saying to this court that your father slept around
Yes.
a lot.
Yes.
Yes, I'm not the only one.
So, Miss Love and Miss Willis, you hear your brother saying these things about your father.
Yes.
Did you know any of these things?
Yes.
So why am I?
But when it came to his
Your
children,
Honor, why is it such a,
no. When it came to his children,
Why is it
or
so
claiming
impossible
kids,
I'm
or
not the
making kids,
child?
we all grew up together. We might have had different mothers, but we all grew up together.
So your point is, we have a different mother from him. My father claimed all of us, we were all raised to be family. If he truly believed Miss Williams was his daughter too, why wouldn't she be included?
Exactly.
That's what your point is. You're following your father's lead on the situation.
Yes.
So how do you feel about that? I mean, I understand where they're coming from. I mean, you all have different mothers. You're still raised as family. Why do you feel Miss Williams was included if you feel like it's a possibility that she's your sister?
I wasn't around when all this happened, but it's a real good possibility because my father was a ladies' man. He got around. From me and my father being around each other, especially we made the ride from Texas to California, he always told me that it was also another child out there, himself.
He told you this?
I was only 13 at the time. I didn't think nothing of it. And then my auntie always told me, especially after he passed, that it was 2 more siblings out there that I need to find.
Oh, and she encouraged you to find these siblings.
My dad asked me to put his family back together before me and him had our last argument before he died.
So that was your last conversation with your father, is he asked you,
yes, ma'am,
please put the entire family together.
Can I say something, Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am.
One thing about that fact is the children that are supposed to be out there are younger than me. I am the baby. There's nobody between these two or between us two.
Well,
I am the baby, and the other ones are supposed to be under me, and they not even around.
Your
They
Honor.
mamas ain't popping up. Her mama been doing this for 30-some years, just like my brother
So, Miss
said.
Williams, what do you have to add to this, Mom?
Your Honor, I wanted to say, through all the confusion, I did not know his children, and I'm not here for his children. I'm here for my daughter.
That ain't my
because I'm
father's.
not, I didn't grow up with the single-parent life. My mother and father are still together.
You shouldn't mislead
And
me.
I want the closure for my daughter to let her know that her mother knows who her father is.
Her mama know who her daddy is.
There are no other possible fathers.
No, Your Honor.
None.
No, Your Honor.
And this has been the same story she's explained to me throughout my childhood that gave me to this day the fight to come here and say this is my father.
took this
you know,
long.
whether it is or it isn't,
took this long.
I'm here today to get closure.
Why it take this long? Why you ain't do the blood test before he died?
Well, you know what? We can do this all day long.
Yes, we can.
I'm sitting in the middle of you, literally, and I also understand that you all will not come to a middle ground at all
Not
unless
at all.
we get you the truth. Jerome, I think it's time for the results. Now, let me explain to you how the lab was able to test. Since your father is deceased, with permission from the next of kin, we were able to collect a blood card. Now, that's blood that's been collected and stored from the deceased by the Genesee County Coroner's Office. So we have that DNA sample. We were able to test it. And I have your results here. Are you ready?
Yes. Yep.
All right.
Yes.
These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Love, Willis versus Williams. Do you want to watch Paternity Court on TV? Go to paternitycourt.tv to find your local listings. When it comes to 34-year-old Stephanie Williams, as to whether the deceased Andre Willis was her biological father, it has been determined by this court. Miss Stephanie Williams, Mr. Andre Willis was not your father.
I told you. So your mama lied to you for 34 years. What you gonna say to her now?
Now you could have
Now.
Yes, Your
Let's
Honor.
first get some control. And before Ms. Willis and Ms. Love, before you plan your celebration, if you take a look across the aisle, I think there is room for a level of compassion. You all were blessed to know who your father was.
Yeah.
This young lady is only going off of what she was told. And quite frankly, Ms. Williams' mom, is there had to be somebody else.
Yes.
And she said her
Can
mother
you
had lied to her.
recall who, in fact, her father is?
No, Your Honor, because of the situation I went through, that's who I was with at the time.
Well, that obviously was not the case. Now, whether you want to admit it in open court is your business. But I think you have some explaining to do to your daughter. And as it pertains to your defamation suit, you claim the defendants ran around town harassing you, saying things about your father. What I don't believe you've shown to this court is that you suffered any real injury because of that. So therefore, I have to deny your claim. We wish you all the best of luck. Court is adjourned.
I needed the closure I needed today on this matter. Whether I'm gonna look for whoever my father is or not is gonna be my decision. But I just wanted to get closure on this.
Okay, I wanted to apologize to my daughter now that we know that he's not the father. Regardless if he's not the father, I'm still your mother and I'm going to be in your life and love you. I've always told you, you can't miss what you never had.
I feel sorry for Stephanie because her mama should have told her the truth from day one. Besides, my daddy made pretty babies.